Anyone else feeling overwhelmed this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you're watching this? I definitely am. So my life has kind of gone upside down as I have now moved from a 2-bedroom apartment with my daughter back into my parents' house, the house that I grew up in. And so we are adjusting. Anyway, I wanted to start out with that because I can imagine people are also feeling somewhat overwhelmed right now. The seasonal depression is kind of setting in, at least for me. So I just wanted to start out with that. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Laura. I am a solo mom of my daughter. Just have her. And like I said, we are currently living with my parents again, temporarily until our house is finished. And I am doing Habitat for Humanity. And so I'm hoping things will mostly be on time for that. But there's already been a few delays for some things. So I'm trying to stay hopeful and just be positive because it's only been about a month and it's just been different. It's definitely a change. So we're adjusting to that. So I obviously folded all of that laundry. I feel like that's pretty much all I do all the time is wash clothes, wash bedding, and fold laundry. So right now I'm just making my bed. And I definitely had the sheet the wrong way. So I am not used to like this bed yet and like the sheets. So I had to do it at least twice. And I finally saw on the tags, like it had like side, back. But the ones I had at home were a little bit different. So, but I am feeling very lucky. I know it is a little bit overwhelming and stressful. And people probably do this all the time. But like I said, it's just like a big change for us. It's just an adjustment. Like there's more people around, just things are looking a little different. Like parenting is a little bit different and like meals are different and things like that. The rules are different. So like I said, we're kind of adjusting and we're making do. And like I said, I'm super thankful that I have this opportunity. But I'm definitely looking forward to like being back in my own space and like having my own things and all of that. So like I said, we're just finishing up making the bed. I also like previously had microfiber is what I'm thinking of, but that's not correct. But I had like memory foam, that's the word, like pillows on my other bed. And I did bring them with me. I didn't put them in storage here, but these pillows are so different and they're so flat compared to what I had at home. So I'm wondering about switching that up. Same with this comforter. It's really warm and super nice, but I'm not sure yet. So I bought this little shelf from Target because our hair stuff is just everywhere. Like my daughter and I have so much, like we have so many clips and ponytails and things like that. So I bought this shelf to organize all of this, and I kind of talked to my mom about it and she was fine with it. I did want something a lot skinnier, but the one that I found at Target, it was skinny. I did like that. But the thing, I just didn't really like the color. And I have a white shelf that I have in my bathroom, or I had in my apartment. So this is it's very similar. So I think I'm just going to keep this and I'll probably take it with me when I go. So I am just organizing all of our scrunchies, clips, ponytails, all of those things into these drawers. I had 2 baskets and that method was working somewhat well when I was living in my apartment, but now I just need a little bit more space because it was like on my counter and I don't really have that space here just because there's more people and things like that. So we put the brushes on the top, scrunchies and ponytails in the middle, and then we're going to put like hair bows and clips in this bottom shelf. everything that's in here. This is like one of the first baskets that I had. I put a little basket in the bottom shelf to kind of keep the clips organized, and then this is the other basket. I'm going to go through, I went through all of the like baskets. This little white basket had all of those like tiny little rubber bands, and those just break in my daughter's hair, so I'm gonna throw them away. That was probably a bad purchase on my part. I think they were just really cheap, and I was like, oh, she needs these, but then they just break a lot. So like I said, I'm just gonna get rid of those, and then I'm gonna organize the rest of the things in this basket and put them in the drawers. All right, so this is everything when it's all finished. I did end up putting that basket back in here just to keep some of the ponytails kind of organized, the smaller ones. And then that's the bottom shelf. So I went to Target a couple weeks ago and I got some nails. They were on clearance. And I'm going to try these ones. You do need a UV lamp for both of these. But I filed and prepped my nails, and then I went ahead and sized them out. I didn't record all of that because it was just kind of tedious. So what you do with these are you put a little piece of the gel on the other side of the nail, and then you stick it on and you cure it for like 5 to 7 seconds. And then you'll go ahead and like clean off the excess and make sure it's good, and then cure it for another minute or two. So I had already prepped. I clipped my nails the night before, and then I also pushed back the cuticle, so I just filed them, like roughed them up a little bit, and then used the alcohol pad to clean all of that off and to prep. So this was a really cool experience. I actually really liked doing this. It was a little bit messy and sticky, but I think that's because I just put a little bit too much of the gel glue situation on the little dot in there. Like I kind of overfilled it a little bit too much, I think, which ended up probably being a big issue because there were a lot of air bubbles, and the directions did say like make sure you press all of those out, and I thought I did, and then when I was done and they were like all on, I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many air bubbles. But I don't know if I couldn't see very well because it was later at night. Excuse me. But they, like, I was like, this is my first time, so I'm just trying my best here. I liked the way that they looked for the most part. I didn't really like the design, but they were, like I said, on clearance. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna, try them out. I thought it would be like a nice little change. I love to have my nails done, but it's just not really realistic, I feel like, and they don't stay on very well. And honestly, spoiler alert for these, I don't know if it was user error, but I had them on for like one day and then I peeled them off. I had one pop off when I was trying to put my coat on, and then I just started like picking at the edges, and I had every intention of putting them back on, but then I didn't. And I also had my hands in water kind of a lot, like doing dishes. And so I don't know if that contributed to them coming off quicker. I'm not really sure, but they looked really cool for the like day and night that I had them on. But I would like to try them again. I'm gonna try the other set probably, but those are you like stick them on and then you like cut around them, like cut off the excess so they're not like really fake nails. It's like your natural nail. So I'm gonna try those and see how they work out. But if anybody has any tips and tricks, because I thought I knew like the prep of, like roughing up the nail, and I didn't rough up the other side of these nails. Maybe that was part of the problem, and maybe I should do that. But if anybody has any tips or tricks, that would be great in the comments below to getting your nails to stay on a little bit longer. I've got a pretty good system with my daughters, so I might show that at some point on here. But this is what they look like when they were done. My hands look so wrinkly and nasty when I did this, and I was like, oh my gosh, but oh well, I mean, it is what it is. So anyway, they were really fun to put on, like I said, but we're going to keep trying, keep moving on. So this next portion of the video, I am going to try to clean up my room a little bit more. This is like a week or two later, possibly. I'm losing track of time, but there is a rug in here. It's like gray and white, so I'm going to go ahead and vacuum that. This was not my vacuum, clearly. It took me so long to figure out how to turn this on, and this is such a heavy like, I don't know how my mom does it. This vacuum is so heavy. I don't even know what kind it is, but I desperately missed my little Shark vacuum because it's so light compared to this thing. This thing is like a beast. And it did okay, like vacuuming things up, but oh my gosh, I don't know how she does it. Anyway, so I'm vacuuming the rug in here, and then I plan to clean off like that dresser shelf behind me. It just gets really dirty and collects clutter. And then also like my nightstand is super tiny, so I'm going to try to organize that a little bit more. And there's like a shelf in the corner. I'm going to try to organize those clothes a little bit over there. I forgot to mention I am going to take down this 3-section laundry. I loved this at my own house, but I just don't have the space to keep it here. So I'm going to go ahead and take it down. It was super nice for like separating the laundry in. But I'm just taking my like basket down and just like kind of throwing things in, and it's very unorganized, but like I said, we're just kind of doing the best that we can. But this is just taking up so much space in my room, and I like can't get to things, so I'm gonna put it in the closet for now and then just take it with me when I leave. So as you guys can see, I just cleaned off this tiny little nightstand and then also my dresser, and I'm just going to put everything back on that needs to go up there, and then anything that doesn't go up there I'm going to find a new spot for. So this is pretty much the end of the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next one, hoping it will be something geared towards Valentine's Day, probably what I got my daughter for Valentine's Day, so stick around for that. Like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now.